Hi, you're listening to Everyday Superpower, a place where you can take some time to learn to understand the benefits of being able to read body language and being able to efficiently and effectively communicate through the nonverbal. So if you continue watching these lessons and paying attention, we're going to be able to learn how to decipher whether somebody is lying to you with ease. We're going to be able to see if someone is attracted to you with ease, and we're going to be able to understand our own communication and the signals we put out into the world without even being aware of it, as we do the same thing. So if you are interested in learning how to read minds in real life and learn a superpower, click like, click subscribe, and get on board. Okay, so I try to start from scratch so each video is understandable by itself in isolation, but you would have some assistance for this particular one to look at my video, what I've done regarding crossed arms, whether it be an arm barrier or a self-hug of sorts, as I have done a video on crossed arms, and it's an incredibly common body language which you will see from your day-to-day interactions, especially if you work in like a heavily populated area or your workplace has a few people and whatnot. You are going to see this behavior more or less every day, in my opinion. So what we're talking about is the arm cross, yeah, but we're talking about a masked arm cross this time. So this is a more indirect, discreet way of enacting the behavior. So the hand, okay, will still create a barrier, and this particular barrier generally goes unnoticed. Okay, so unless we know what's going on, which you will do after the end of this video, you might not have ever considered it being anything special. Definitely the people around you who aren't aware of how to read nonverbal communication, they won't pick this up. They'll just see it for what it's sort of, shrouded as. So let's have a look, right? I'm going to list off a few things. So a woman checking her purse, yeah? A man adjusting his clothes, such as his tie, such as his cufflinks, checking his watch or his bracelet, okay? Whereas a woman may basically do the same thing, It signals nervous and insecure thought purely as the arm cross does. But when we are aware we're making ourselves look a bit too bold by crossing our arms directly, so if we're in a position of power where we have to speak, i.e. we're a politician, or we're a public speaker, or we are, some authoritarian figure who has to not put themselves out there as someone all closed off and boxed off, the behavior is still going to want to leak out, and this is how it will leak out, alright? So the fidgeting of the cufflink, yeah, one hand comes over the other, starts messing around with the other, forms a connection, okay? Closes off the body in a very indirect manner. That is still an arm cross. It's just that the individual has consciously chosen not to block them off with a bold arm barrier, but the subconscious mind is still enacted in a way that has created the behavior, created the self-soothing sort of reaction to the brain, created that, reflection of the behavior within the brain, so closed off the mind and made them feel more comfortable in the position, and they have not even any idea at what they're doing, because it comes natural, right? The self-preening or the rubbing down of clothes or the checking of the watch, it seems natural to do, doesn't it? But realistically, the reason it's happening is that it's forming an arm barrier, okay? So what you could also consider this as is, a form of fidgeting, all right? Which is a displacement of nervous energy. So when we're full of energy, all right, we start buzzing, and we need to get rid of this energy somehow. We can't just keep it in, all right? We can't hold on to it. It has to seep out one way or another. And so this may be a form of doing so. Referring back to the basics of the crossed arms, the purpose of it is to cover the ventral side of us, the human animal, all right? Our internal organs and sensitive necessary areas are stored within our stomach and our chest. We need to keep it protected. So the arm hold through its indirect manner, through its oblique manner, is a way of discreetly covering that exposure. Okay? We feel exposed, nervous, insecure, and we need to find security somewhere. Full stop. Alright? This may be done in an even more indirect manner, which may you can pull this off pretty well, and I'm sure the people who do it feel security in this, but it can be done via holding a book, holding coffee with two hands. You know, all you need is one hand to hold a coffee or a glass of wine and so forth, but some people might hold it with both hands, and you have to inquire why well, you don't have to inquire, but you have to you know, take into consideration why they're doing that. I wouldn't recommend just asking anyone what they're doing and why they're doing it. I don't think it's, you know, I think we want to be better communicators, so I don't think that's a great thing to do. So that's it really. I think I've sort of summed it up. The only way you can really acknowledge this and learn is just by seeing people fidget and watching where their arms do. If their arm forms a barrier of sorts or comes together in the middle to create some sort of handhold or, you know, slight rub of the skin which sends them endorphins to the brain, you're just gonna have to catch up on them little subtleties. All right. So this is what you would call a leaked behavior. So the conscious mind is very well aware of what the conscious mind is aware of what you don't want to do, and that's to look overt and obvious with, you know, how you act and how you contort your body. So the leakage still happens. The subconscious mind still speaks. The hard wiring and survival protocol still overwrites any form of flimsy conscious decision you make, you know, because it's how we've been alive for so long, and more than likely how we're going to be alive for a little bit longer. So it's called the leakage behavior. All right, and that's about it. Hopefully you have enjoyed, and if you have, drop me a like, drop me a subscribe. We've got plenty more to go. We're going to teach you how to look at a person up and down and just really understand what's going on. Full stop. Thank you.